Mr. Rogers could not have said it any better. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood as we look across the lake over to Bellevue from Seattle. We're here at Safeco Field. The Mariners open up a 4-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays. Welcome, everybody, to Mariner Baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. Good pitching matchup as we got Rolandis Elias against Erasmo Ramirez, and we welcome to the Mariner family, to the fold, Mark Trumbo. Authentic, legit power, man. That will be a welcome addition to the Mariner batting order. Speaking of which, Tampa Bay playing really well. Let's take a look at what the Rays are going to put up this evening.
They have struggled at times offensively. They are 12th in the American League in runs scored. Guy are going to lead things off, and it's Joey Butler, the DH, hitting second. Longoria, Forsythe, Steven Souza, second among American League rookies in home runs with 11. Then it's Elmore, Cabrera, Montook, and Rivera rounding out the 9 for the Rays. For Elias on the air, looking for his 3rd win. ERA just over 3. In 44 innings, he has 34 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .261 against Elias.
Play ball!
And our American Family Insurance defensive setup for the Mariners. Seth Smith getting the start in left field. Jackson in center. Nelson Cruz out in right. Seager at 3rd. Miller and Cano playing up the middle. Logan Morrison at 1st. And Mike Zunino behind the plate.
Here we go. Elias. Tough luck loser in his last outing. He beat the Rays 2 starts ago in 6 innings. And he'll face Brandon Guyer to get things started.
Just showed you the defense. There have been some changes. Logan Morrison out of the lineup today, so Ackley is in left field. Seth Smith in right. Trumbo is the first baseman tonight.
Back spasms for Lomo knocked him out of the starting lineup as Seager gets an easy one-hopper. And there's one down. Beautiful day here in Seattle, 69 degrees. All the Tampa Bay guys were like, this is beautiful. We're glad to be here. It's wonderful. You can even go T-shirts and short sleeves here today. Of course, when we were just down in St. Petersburg 8 days ago. And I tell you what, that was some serious heat and humidity. Here's a young man that has really opened up some eyes. Joey Butler, DHing. 337, 4 homers, 11 runs batted in. A few years ago, he played at AAA Round Rock with Kevin Cash, the manager of these Rays. As he singles to right, he's been really swinging the bat well on this 4-2 road trip.
He ended up getting a breaking ball up and out over the plate. That was the curveball from Elias. He hits it through the right side of the infield. Good look at our Alaska Supermo in the inside out swing. Of course, Trumbo just can't get to it. It'll be a base hit.
Butler now with a 6-game hitting streak. He's been hot, homering twice in his last 5 games. Here's Evan Longoria, perennial all-star. He had an interesting comment around the cage today saying this is a team that knows how to win. It's not always pretty. They know how to win. Came from behind last night. They got up and were behind by 4 against the Angels. And a blown save. They win for the 4th time in 5 games. 4-2 in this trip. There you go. Game behind the Yankees, who thankfully have left town after sweeping the Mariners in 3. Rays took 2 out of 3 at Baltimore, then 2 out of 3 at the Angels. Elias is catching Longoria at a really good time. He's slumping badly. Swings it, misses at that one, 2-2. Hitting just $120 over his last 7 games.
We'll take a look at what Elias uses his fastball about 55% of the time. Then you can see the curveball and changeup. Interesting this year, more changeups at 26%. Elias's fastball be in the low 90s, average around 91 miles an hour. Changeup about 84.
It's the biggest difference you're seeing in him this year as opposed to last year.
I think his fastball command has been more consistent this year. I don't think it's where it's going to be yet, but I think it's been much better. And then I think the use of that changeup, you can see it, it's just a much improved pitch for him, so he doesn't have to rely on just the curveball all the time.
He strikes out Longoria for out number 2. Longoria had a pitch up in the zone and just couldn't get to it. Brings up Logan Forsythe. Last month, swinging the bat pretty well, 299 clip.
I think the other thing that Elias has done this year that's been exceptional is the way he has pitched when runners are in scoring position. And I think the time he had up last year has really helped him with that. Doesn't try to overthrow it all. It's more location for him, and he can typically get himself out of trouble.
Runner goes. And no throw from Zunino. Stolen base Butler, his second. 2 out of 3. Two outs, runner in scoring position. One hit foul. Rays on the season at 237. Runners in scoring position. And this season it has them at 28 and 26. Bears trying to end a 5-game losing streak and also trying to a little better streak that goes in their favor. They've beaten the Rays 6 consecutive times. And that's at least a streak headed in the right direction as this one's fouled off.
Pretty good fastball from Elias at 93 miles an hour. Yeah, so far here in the first one, 13 pitches, 9 strikes from him.
One-two pitch. Trumbo going to get a chance to make a play here. Hangs with it and makes the play in foul territory. Nicely done. Easy inning for Elias. Mariners coming to bat with Jackson Cano and Cruz in the home first. Erasmo Ramirez on familiar stomping grounds. The mound here at Safeco Field. Going to face his former team. Let's take a look at that lineup.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Austin Jackson going to lead off. Robinson Cano will move up, hit second. Nelson Cruz, the DH, hits third. Kyle Seager, your cleanup hitter tonight. Then Mark Trumbo, 22 extra base hits with Arizona this year, including 9 home runs. Then it's Smith, Miller, Zunino, and Ackley rounding out the 9 for the Mariners tonight. For Ramirez, 3 wins on the season, 5.5 ERA for him, 36 strikeouts, 17 walks, and 42 in the third. Opponent's hitting .222. He's given up 4 home runs. Our American Family Insurance defensive setup for the Rays. Geyer in left, Matuk in center, Souza out in right, Longoria the third baseman, Cabrera and Forsythe up the middle, Elmore at first, and Rivera will do the catching.
First pitch to Austin Jackson's in there for a strike. One for 9 against the Rays. Up the middle, Forsythe there, and there's one away.
Interesting splits for Ramirez on the year against left-handed hitters. Left-handed hitters hitting just 179 with a couple of home runs against some right-handers 275 with a couple of home runs. And I think it goes to his changeup. He will throw his changeup 30% of the time. He has a good one. His fastball will be around 90, changeup at about 80. He'll also mix in a slider.
Everybody in baseball, in addition to everybody here in Seattle, it follows the Mariners waiting for Cano to get off. Slow start, 244, 2 homers, 17 runs batted in. 4 for 23 on the homestand. Ramirez in his first 2 games gave up 7 earned against Miami and 8 earned against Tampa Bay. Since then, it has really come down as you look at his pitch selection. Kevin Cash, the manager, his first year. That's hit hard, base hit. That's what the Mariners are looking for. Got ahead in the count, 2-0. Ramirez gives up a base hit, and a hard hit base hit to Cano.
As Dave mentioned, falling behind the count 2-0. He gets a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right on the inside corner and down. So Cano just has to drop the barrel on it. Hard line drive into right field.
Cash was talking about Ramirez guiding the ball, wishing it over the plate. And I said that's the same thing we saw here in his 3 years, 7-12 record, a 4.62 ERA.
Well, the other part of it, and it looks as if they've finally been able to convince him to throw his changeup, but for a long period of time here, he wanted to throw his breaking ball more. That has not been the case this year. Again, 30% on his changeup, only 11% on his slider. And I think that's the reason why you see the average is so different between the lefties and the righties. The changeup much more effective against left-handed hitters, keeping them off balance.
Cruz 0 for 2. Career against Ramirez. Way outside. Rene Rivera, former Mariner catcher. Cruz still leading the American League in home runs with 18, total bases leader, slugging leader. 5th in batting in the American League. There's a 2-1. Ramirez out of Rivas, Nicaragua. Five years old. Ramirez trying to live up to the standards of El Presidente. Great Dennis Martinez, winnings pitcher out of Nicaragua. 2-2 here to Cano, outfield straightaway and deep. A bullet to Longoria, quick release, back to first safely is Cano. Hit it hard, nothing to show for it.
Take a look at it, fastball in the inside corner. He tried to go there a couple of times. This time he squares it up. Unfortunately, it is right at Longoria at third base. I'd like to see what the miles per hour of that one was coming off the bat.
Good call. So Cano hit one hard, so did Cruz. What can Seager do? Kyle hitting at 279.
The Rays have the shift on with Kyle hitting.
Boy, he hit 2 big home runs down at Tampa. Goodness gracious. Second one won the ball game as the Mariners swept down in St. Petersburg. Seager with Trumbo on deck. Last Tuesday, May 26th, a grand slam in the 8th inning and a solo blast in the 10th, a 7-6 Mariner win. Home plate umpire tonight is Jim Wolf, Randy Wolf's brother, a member of the left-hander. Adrian Johnson at first, John Timpani, he's at second, and Doug Eddings, crew chief, he's at third. Two and two. Tonight, 3 more games with these Rays, and then the Mariners go back out on the road. They'll go to Cleveland for 3, Houston for 3, San Francisco for 2, and then the Giants will follow us right back here to Safeco Field. So it'll be 4 consecutive games against the defending world champions. That next homestand opens up on the 17th of June with San Fran, Houston, and Kansas City coming in. A great opportunity for the Mariners. 6 games this month against first place Houston, which knocked off by Baltimore earlier this evening. Late in that contest, former Mariner Adam Jones with a home run. Final margin. Hanging up in left field for Geyer, and he's there. The Mariners are retired. Stranding a runner in the first. No score here at Safeco Field. Look at the field. Washington has become a finalist for the title of Outside Magazine's Best Town Ever. We need your help to bring this title to the Northwest. Go to outsideonline.com/vote. Polls close at 9 p.m. tonight, so vote now. You can also show your support by following @Team Port Angeles on Twitter. Good luck. Second inning action from Safeco Field. Rohanis Elias to face Everett's own Steven Souza Jr. That's at strike 1. 5, 6, and 7 here in the second inning for the Rays. Elias. A 1-1 count. Big 3-run homer for Souza yesterday, and that changeup very effective. 1-2. Souza leads the ball club, 11 home runs and 7 stolen bases. Here's 2-2. On deck, Jake Gilmore. He's at first base. Is Jake the new Ben Zobrist?
I think so.
Holy Toledo. We saw him all over the place down at St. Pete. 3-2 pitch. Outside for ball 4. He walks the leadoff man. All-star balloting. It continues, and Nelson Cruz is leading in the DH category. Vote for Nelson up to 35 times on the Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot at Mariners.com. Voting is exclusively online and available on your computer, tablet, and smartphone. Vote at Mariners.com. Here's Jake Gilmore. He's at first base today. We saw him at second base last Wednesday. He was in left field last Tuesday. Left field on Monday. As I remember, in one of these games, he moved twice. Marking the inside corner for a strike.
Managers love having guys that can do a lot of different things. It makes it easier for them to fill out their lineup card. Guys get hurt all the time, and you don't always want to put them on the DL, and you have somebody like this that can fill in for them for a few days.
Elmore last Wednesday started at second, moved to left. Talking to Derek Shelton, their hitting coach, said their market size dictates that they have to have guys with that kind of versatility like Zobrist and this kid, because it's not like they're bringing all these superstars in and landing those kind of guys. Kevin Cash. Going back is Jackson after a couple of steps in. Makes the play. One out, one on. Stepping in as switch hitter and another former Mariner, Struble Cabrera. Coaching staff talking about his batting average. It's not real big, but he is a baseball player. You name a whole bunch of little things, he is getting it done. Made 2 great defensive plays yesterday in the win against the Angels. We saw him as a late inning replacement last week. A right groin problem, but he's healed and good to go now.
I think as he moves along, he's probably just getting comfortable now with the Rays, and he's going to hit. I think look at his batting average in the 2 teams. That's not going to stay there for him.
I don't think it's good for him too, as opposed to his days last year with Washington when he was at second base. He's back at shortstop, his natural position, and his favorite position. Good years with Cleveland. What's a strike from Elias? Is 2 for 4 against Rowenis.
It looks like Jim Wolf, the home plate umpire, is going to give him the low strike. So for Elias, that'll really help him out, especially with his changeup. Keep that down at the bottom of the strike zone, or even out of the strike zone down. Maybe get a couple of calls.
Oakland winner earlier, 7-5 at Detroit. Baltimore won at Houston 3-2. Double play opportunity. Miller, Cano, and they turn it 6-4-3. Well, we get our chance to officially welcome to the Seattle Mariners Mike Trumbo, a .259 hitter with Arizona, 9 homers and 23 runs batted in, playing in a ballpark that he loves, Safeco Field. Outstanding day here at Safeco Field, and a nice ovation for the newest Mariner. And he brings a lot of promise to the table, Mark Trumbo. 29 games here at Safeco Field, a .243 hitter, 4 homers and 11 runs batted in. Overall, in 55 games against the Mariners, he had 13 homers, 27 RBIs. Trying to get it through the hole. He does on the first pitch. Base hit. Mark Trumbo, welcome to Seattle.
That is really good to see. We talk about it all the time, but I know being traded during the season, you really want to get off to a good start, especially his first 4 games are going to be here at Safeco Field. And aggressive on a first pitch fastball. He hits it through the left side of the infield.
Good for Mark Trumbo. It's a lot to take in. When I found out, it's like, wow, this is really a great opportunity. Love it here. It's one of my favorite places in the country and in the world, Seattle, in the Pacific Northwest. And no problem coming here. Looking forward to the challenge of taking this whole thing on. Here's Seth Smith. I asked Mark about Mariners and what he thought of them. He said, saw him in spring training. He said the potential is pretty jaw-dropping. Now he's a big part of it. 1-0 to Seth Smith. Fly ball left field for Geyer. So right after the Mariners lost 3-1 yesterday to the Yankees, this deal was pulled off. Mark Trumbo and Vidal Nuno, and he was pretty stoked about coming here. His third team, Yankees, Arizona, now the Mariners. Dominic Leone, Castillo, Guerrero, and Reinheimer all go to Arizona. The Mariners will see Arizona later on this year. There's Nuno in the middle. We saw him as a starter with the Yankees a couple of years ago. Third lefty in the bullpen. Lloyd McClendon real happy about that. Fouled off by Brad Miller. Left-hander Vidal Nuno going to start off in the bullpen. Played for the Yankees the last 2 years. Diamondbacks part of last year and into this year. 39 big league games, 31 starts, 4.13 ERA. So this is his 4th day. He's good to go, ready to rock and roll. Is his quote. They named me, I'm ready to go.
We talked about it with Trumbo and the power that he's going to bring, the run producer, driving in runs. But I think the other thing that's going to help this Mariner club is it's, again, another guy you put in the middle of the line that's going to lengthen the lineup out. Before Logan Morrison ended up with some issues with his back, you had Morrison in the lineup hitting 7th. You have Miller hitting 9th for you, so that's certainly going to help.
2-2. That'll get through. Trumbo will hold at second. Souza gets it back in, so the Mariners brewing something here in the second inning. 1 out, 2 on.
Off-speed pitch. I think it was his changeup, but it's up in the zone. Brad able to handle it. It's typically when Ramirez is going to get hurt. If he starts leaving that changeup up, the Mariners will be able to take advantage of it.
Mark Trumbo at second. Brad Miller at first for Mike Zunino. 3 for 17 on the homestand. Well, Zunino certainly knows Ramirez and vice versa. Their time together. Back to that category, Mike. Runners in scoring position.
Mariners coming to the game hitting .219 on the year with runners in scoring position.
9 for 51, 176 on his homestand. 1-1. There you have it. Team batting average, runners in scoring position, and on-base percentage. Bottom of the league, 2-1. Make it 3-1.
I think that's right there. Those numbers. That's the reason why Jack ended up making the deal to bring Trumbo in here. Heard Lloyd talk about it a lot, Dave, and that is 50 games into the season. You have a pretty good idea of what your team is about, and when you see those numbers, they need help offensively. And so hopefully Mark can help them with that.
We will finish with 1/3 of the season when this game is over. Game number 54. 3-1 here to Zunino. Towering fly ball. Geyer coming in.
And Mike had a good pitch to hit and missed it. Had a fastball and it was middle. You can see he looks a little bit frustrated by it. He skied it out to left field.
Brings up Dustin Ackley. He was inserted into the lineup, part of the shuffle when back spasms took out Logan Morris. Take strike one. Ackley 1 for 2 yesterday. Had an RBI double in the 3rd inning, scoring Brad Miller. Shortstop Cabrera going back. He's there and he's got it. That threat goes away in the 2nd. No score. Fantastic start for Mark Trumbo, not wasting any time, getting after that first pitch, single to left. 3rd inning coming up. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your local Ford stores, by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting Life Jennings July 18th. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. By Alaska Airlines. Enjoy free entertainment on your personal device. Learn more at alaskaair.com. And by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. Do more. Look at Safeco Plaza on the right. Back here at Safeco Field. No scores. We played the top of the 3rd. And Mikey Tuck is joining us, as is Dan Wilson, Dan the Man, welcome.
Dave, good to see you. Blow?
Twice in one homestand?
How do we do it?
Boy.
Huh?
Working up a sweat, aren't you?
Almost irregular.
Fouled off.
You had a chance to get down to Tacoma in between?
Yeah, I was down at
TV.
Yeah, last couple of days, and heard about the trade down there last night. Obviously, Jesus Sucre was down there, and excited about coming back here as you would expect, and obviously a huge addition to this lineup. Great to see him get a hit on the first pitch as a Mariner. So he's
that takes
off
a lot
and
of
running.
pressure off, doesn't it, when you have a new guy on a new team?
It does. You know, you just felt great for him. See that ball go through like that, and now you know he's part of the team. He's out there. He's ready to roll.
Tell me about Jesus Montero. Has he swung the bat lately?
Monty looks good down there. He hit a home run in last night's game. I think it was probably about 425, 430. It just absolutely was crushed. Driving in a lot of runs, and actually looks pretty good at first base. I really like the improvement that he's made, and he looks very, very sharp over there.
Interesting to hear. Breaking ball and a good one. Strikeout number 2 for Elias. One away here in the third. Here's the other side of the moves made earlier today. Sucre recalled from Tacoma and designated for assignment Justin Ruggiano. A couple homers, 3 runs batted in. Like can play all 3 outfield positions. There's Sucre. Probably see him once or twice a week. And good to have Adal Nuno, another lefty, in the bullpen to join Charlie Furbush and Joe Beimel, who's there on your left. Mariners like that balance out the pen. There's Rivera. Rene Rivera, the catcher, 2 for 6 with a homer against Elias. He's behind 0-2.
Radio side, I was making a comment about Elias. This year he's throwing more changeups than curveballs, and it seems to me his changeup has really improved, and it's an out pitch for him.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the changeup. Really an underrated pitch. I think really a guy that has a good fastball, good changeup can really do pretty well against any lineup, and we saw that yesterday. For the second time in a row with Taijuan Walker, using his fastball and then using his changeup and threw very few curveballs. So I think Elias is right there. I think he's getting more and more comfortable with it. The thing I like about it, you don't necessarily have to locate it on the corner. You can get it middle of the plate and down, and the deception is the change of pace and gets guys swinging over the top of it.
Can that also be a pitch for him to where he can get more efficient with his pitch count to get deeper into games by getting maybe more ground ball outs quicker in the counts?
Yeah, anytime you get them out front, you're either going to get that pop, the weak pop up, or the rollover ground ball. And you're right, it does help with pitch efficiency down the line as well. So really a good pitch for him, and it really looks like he's becoming more and more confident with it.
Here's Brendan Geyer looking at ball 1.
I was talking to Rick Waits about Elias earlier in the year, and he was talking about his arm slot and being able to repeat pitches. It looks to me as that he's really cleaned that up from last year.
Yeah, and I like his fastball. I think anybody that has a good changeup and is going to use it, Mike, you know that they're going to have to use the inside part of the plate with that fastball too to get the hitters off the plate, speed up their bat before you slow it back down with the changeup. And he's got some good confidence in that fastball, and he's using it inside and outside and moving it around and has pretty good location with it. And you can't do that unless you have that consistent release point.
1-2 to Geyer. There's Rick Waits, pitching coach. Geyer grounded out to Seager, third. Nice play by Seager one more time. And Elias throws a 1-2-3 third. Top of the order for the Mariners when we get back in a scoreless ball game. Seattle, as we look at Freeway Park, where University Street crosses I-5, and weather going to be beautiful for the entire weekend. Got J-Hap tomorrow, Felix on Saturday. And this Tampa Bay ball club can really pitch. We'll get the rookie Mike Montgomery against Chris Archer, coming off a big 15 strikeout performance. His last start, that's coming up on Sunday. 1-0 to Austin Jackson. There's Mike. Ground ball, shortstop Cabrera. Throws out, Jackson one away. Bring up Cano. Hard hit, base hit to right field in his first at bat.
That was good to see. A fastball on the inside corner. He was able to turn on it and hit it hard into right field.
It looked like he did a nice job bringing his hands in and just drove that ball in the right. Nice solid base hit.
We've seen that quite a bit, Dan, obviously more than you as you're traveling around watching the minor league guys, but a lot of clubs have been pounding him inside, and I think he's been aware of it because it seems to me that they're able to get in off the plate, and he's starting to swing at that pitch. And I know it's something that Lloyd is talking about staying in the strike zone and not expanding it. But when you're constantly getting that fastball in there and it's getting on your hands, it's difficult to lay off of it because you're trying to cheat and get to it.
Yeah, and as you know, we've talked about this before too. Once that word gets out, everybody starts doing the same thing, and you have to make that adjustment. And it's good to see that at least at the first debut of the game, he made that adjustment. There it is again, inside corner.
Quick feet by Chris Woodward.
But even the pitch right before that was a fastball that was just in off the plate, and he didn't offer at it. And I think if he can get to that point, we're going to see him start to barrel the ball up like we're used to seeing.
Yep.
2-1 pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes to Cano with Cruz on deck.
Another fastball right on the inside corner. What is those quick feet down there?
Skipping rope, nice job.
Swing and a miss. Tagged by Rivera. First strikeout for Ramirez. Quick 2 outs. Here in the third, the Mariners and EQC salute the men and women of the armed forces with a discount all season long. Members of the military receive 10% off select main, terrace, and view level seats. Simply show your military ID at Safeco Field box office to get your savings. Two outs, nobody on. Here's Cruz. Broken back. Looper. And that's a fine catch. Mikey McTook takes away a base hit from Nelson Cruz. Got a great jump on it. Had it all the way. And the Mariners are gone. 1-2-3 in the third. Being brought to you by Clearwater Resort. So many reasons to come out and play. by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. And by Steel. To find your local Steel dealer, visit steeldealer.com. Part of the fabulous weather we're having here in Seattle. Early June. Love seeing it. Freeway Park. Top of fourth here. Joey Butler, Evan Longoria, and Logan Forsythe against Rowena Solias. Butler a base hit to right and a stolen base in the first inning. High fly ball that's going to get out of play. Mike, when we saw Butler last week, it was the first time we're looking at him. Does not cheat himself. Very aggressive hitter, and he's got pretty good plate coverage.
Yeah, it appears to me that he can hit not only a good fastball, but he can stay on the breaking ball. And he spent a little bit of time over in Japan. That probably helped him out.
There's right side again for a base hit. Before the game, and first game of the series, Lloyd McClendon tutorial, and he did this. He gathered the guys around him. He went around from home to first, second, and third. And it appeared, and when he got to first, he was definitely stressing base running and how to get a lead and what, that type of stuff. It's really good to see this kind of instruction. Lloyd and his coaching staff, and that was a pretty significant meeting. Here's a slow check swing by Longoria. He's thrown out by Cano. You guys go through stuff like that at various points at this level?
You'll always go. Danny and I were talking about it earlier when it was going on, and you always go through those things during spring training. I think to have it happen with the entire club out there during the season, I haven't seen that. Typically, you'll get a few guys out with the coaches to work on it, but then I think it's a situation. We talked about the addition of Trumbo because of the struggles of the offense, and right now I think that right there tells me that he is trying to find every little edge he can get to help these guys along, and base running can be one of the things to help them out. And if it amounts to a few runs over the course of a month, that could be the difference between you winning and losing, with especially as many close games as there are.
Absolutely, and I think, like you mentioned, there are a lot of little things that you can do base running wise to get yourself a little bit of edge, to get from first to third on a ball to where now you're at third base with one out rather than at second base, or when you're on second base being able to get home and score. And you're right, when scoring runs is at a premium, to find any little edge that'll get you a run or an extra base is going to be huge.
And I think that the other part about it too, and Dave, you know this because you watch all the games with me, but you can help Donnelly out at third base. He's watching the play, and he's trying to make a decision now. He's also assuming that you had a decent secondary lead, that you were off at the crack of the bat, and that your turn is going to be a professional turn. If any of those things aren't there, it could be the difference on some of the close plays that we've seen at the plate.
Not to mention that good base running, like we've talked about before, puts a lot of pressure on the defense as well, and makes them come up maybe a little bit quicker to make a throw, not get themselves quite set, and the throw isn't quite what they wanted it to be. So when you run the bases and run them well, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
1 out, 0-2 pitch, runner at second. Stopped by Savino, 1-2.
And Dave, I know this is something that you've appreciated, but over the years, two of the best at it were the Angels. And this club right here, the Rays, very good at it, taking the extra base. And I think, again, if you watch them, they're young and athletic, but they also do a really good job of working hard to get their secondary leads and to know the position of the outfielders to get a better jump. And all those things make a difference.
That was the thing Longoria was telling me. He says, we're not, what do you say, this is a team that knows how to win. May not be pretty, but we know how to win.
That's what counts, right?
Yeah. The other thing, too, after they did that whole thing where the meeting around home plate, they walked around the bases, then they had extensive infield.
And we've seen the fielding, which was troublesome in April. It has improved dramatically over the month of May. It's much, much better.
Mariners are up to fourth in defense. Remember, they were down around 11, 12, 13.
They were 12 at one point. Yeah. Now they're back up to where we're used to seeing that, and I think that they'll stay there, but it's because they work at it.
Yep.
Base hit and a hit batter, 1 out. First and second, 1-0 pitch. Souza got a 1-1 count. He walked and was erased in a double play in the second inning. Rays offensive profile 11th in batting, 12th in runs. 8th in home runs, 9th in hits, 4th in stolen bases, #1 in ERA. Runners go. Throw down to second, try to get the backside, and a double steal.
That was a great jump by Butler at second base, and so Mike was trying to get the runner, Forsythe, at second. Unfortunately, the throw was a little bit high, but I thought he had a chance to get him there.
Yeah, that's the right call. Obviously, a huge jump by Butler. Mike can see that, and alertly went to second base. Throw just a little bit high, but you're right. That was the play. That was the runner at first base has to wait just a little bit to make sure that runner is taken off for third before he can go. And sometimes they lag a little bit, and that's the guy you can get.
Is that sometimes also called from the dugout where you'll before the play even happens, if you see them run, you're automatically going to go to second as opposed to third? Usually it's something because you need the infielders need to know who's going to be covering and who isn't going to be covering. So it's something that gets relayed before the pitch.
2-2 pitch. Back up the middle. Coming around Butler, and he'll score. Forsythe held at third. So an RBI single by Sosa. And there is a 1-0 lead for the Rays. His 26th run batted in.
It was on the breaking ball, maybe a cutter. Left it out over the plate, and he hit it hard back up the middle. Strong throw by Jackson in center field. They only pick up 1 run.
Runners at the corners, 1 out, a run in for Jake Gilmore. Fly to center first time. Fist fouled off. 1-2.
You were talking about it earlier with Elias and his changeup. Is that something he should look to get if he wants to get a ground ball double play to get out of the inning? Something that's moving down and away from the hitter right here, Dan?
Yeah, obviously trying to get that runner or the hitter out in front, get them roll over something, and anything off speed out over the plate or out on the outside part of the plate can get the right-hander to roll over and hit it to shortstop.
Souza back first safely. Runners at the corners. You got Forsythe at third. Souza at first. Souza with the Nationals last year. Great catch. Deserved Zimmerman. No hitter. Elias 0-2.
Good pitch on the inside corner there. Obviously trying to speed his bat up before they slow it down on the outside part of the plate. Trying to get that hitter to think in. He thinks he's got to get there quickly. It makes that changeup so much more effective and gets him out in front for you.
One down, runners at the corners. Miller charges, flip to Cano. And safe. Run scores, and Cano got taken down by Souza. Rays score, and it's 2-0. Good speed by Elmore to beat that out. Two away, and Cabrera stands in, bounced into a double play in the second.
Pretty good executed pitch there by Elias. He did get the changeup on the outside part of the plate. Perfect rollover. Sometimes with the changeup, because it is so off speed, Mike, they get in front of it and they tap it, and sometimes the speed of the ball hit off the bat just isn't hard enough to turn to. And that was the case in that one. A tough one to turn because it was hit so softly.
Right. You can see how far Brad had to come in almost to the cut of the grass, trying to shorten that distance so he could get rid of it quickly. But you're right. It wasn't hit hard enough.
1. Runner goes. Throw by Zunino. A little late. Another stolen base for the Rays. Came in 4th in the league.
Well, a strong throw by Zunino here, but we've seen earlier in the game with Butler.
Oh, he looked like he was out. That looked to me as if he was able to tag him on the leg before he had his hand on there, and now Lloyd's going to come out of the dugout. It's a good look at it right there. Take another look at it.
Yeah, it looks like he got him on the leg before the hand got in there.
Here's a good look at it. He'll touch him on the leg before his hand touches the base. Right there.
He's out. He's out. Nice tag by Robbie. What we saw with Butler earlier in the game, and then with that second base as well. Taking advantage of that first move on the lefty, and you get a good jump. If you hit it right, it's real tough to throw him out.
Is there anything that you can do to combat that, Dan, other than throw over maybe more than you want to?
I think throwing over is really the only way to combat it.
Maybe hold it?
Hold it a little bit, but when they get it right, it's tough to throw him out.
So he is out 2-4, caught stealing. 2 runs, 2 hits for the Rays, who have a 2-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Here on the 4th of June here in Seattle as we check out our Lexus pitching matchup. And tomorrow's starters. It's a good matchup. Jake Odorizzi against Jay Happ. Odorizzi with a good ERA at 2.61. Doesn't walk too many people. Same can be said of Jay Happ, 3-1. Easily could be 5-1 with a little more luck and some more run support. Mariners down 2-0. Rays getting 2 runs on 2 hits. Top half of this inning. Here's Kyle Seager. Looks at a strike. Kyle grounded out to take that flight out to left his first time up. Wrinkle in that one from Ramirez. 0-2. Jumps on this pitch, gaps one. It will not get any leather all the way to the fence. Nicely done by Kyle Seager. Good 2-strike hitting. Picks up his 12th double and a good start to the Mariner 4th.
And I think Kyle takes advantage of a changeup right here. 81 miles an hour. It's in the middle of the plate, but Ramirez keeps it down, and Kyle barrels it up into the gap. Look at Mark Trumbo, his first opportunity to drive in a run for the Mariners.
Strike one to Mark. First pitch he saw, leading off the second, single through the hole, left side, base hit. One, two.
Two of the better sliders we've seen from Ramirez so far, both of them right on the outside corner.
Typically in the past, Rasmus with an 0-2 count has begun to, what he does is usually pick at the zone, and be interesting to see if he goes at him.
Strikes him out on 3 pitches.
Another good slider.
Second strikeout for Ramirez. One down here in the 4th for Seth Smith. Mariner fans, your local Ford store hosting a peanut butter drive at Safeco Field tomorrow night. Fans attending the game may bring their unopened peanut butter donation to Safeco Field to contribute to the Ford Focus on Child Hunger campaign. Seth Smith fly to left. Strike one. Seth behind 0-2. Like that 1-2. He's got Brad Miller on deck. This guy wants his chance as well. He wants to swing lefty.
Couple of good fastballs there, Mike. One in on his hands, that one in and off the plate, down and in, but probably trying to set up that changeup here.
Smith with 5 hits on the homestand. Mariners 5-game losing streak, 1-6, 4 to play. And he is gone. That's back-to-back Ks for Ramirez, 3rd for the game.
And this is his best fastball so far, 94 miles an hour from Ramirez. Again, his fastball typically 90-91, but this one 94, top of the strike zone.
Mariners got the leadoff man aboard, Trumbo in the 2nd. Lefty and Miller stranded. Now Miller up with Seager at second base after the leadoff double, now with 2 outs. Brad's got to work 0-2. Brad's staying alive. Souza and Elmore, 4th inning RBIs for Tampa Bay. Mariners trying to answer back here.
Four fastballs in a row down. That last one elevated just out of the strike zone. Did he try to elevate a little bit more, or maybe drop that changeup in there? As a hitter, I know it's difficult because both those things are going through your mind.
Yeah, he used the fastball pretty effectively on Seth Smith up in the zone. He tried to climb the ladder there. Brad was able to at least get a piece of it. So I'm guessing he's going to go down low with the changeup here, or something off speed.
Here we go, 0-2 again. Oh, he strikes him out. Throws down to first, does Rivera, and that'll do it. Strikes out the side, leaves Seager stranded at second. We've played 4, and it's a 2-0 Rays lead. To hang out in your living room, you need inspiration. Follow us on Instagram at Ultimate Bucket List. Top of the 5th, 2-0 Rays lead against the Mariners and Roenis Elias. Dave Simpson, Mike Flowers, and Mariners Hall of Famer Dan Wilson. Here's Cabrera. He was at the dish when Elmore was thrown out trying to steal. Fly ball deep into the corner. Smith going after it. Wow, nicely done. Stayed with it and made the catch.
That is a really good catch. We lost him for a second from where we sit at up here in the booth. He runs down into the corner. It looked as if it was going to be a fair ball, maybe just foul. But a fine running catch by Smith.
Much appreciated. First base umpire Adrian Johnson had to run out into the field to get a better angle himself on that one. Mikey Matuk. Struck out first time. 2-2 pitch. This one hit well. Right field going back. Smith. Another fine catch. Boy, hit on the button. 2 down. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Wrap up this homestand on Sunday. Day off in Cleveland. We'll try it. Tough team. Mariners lost 3 out of 4 to them last week. Houston be down there for the second time. Then 4 days of the world champion San Francisco Giants as the Mariners will return home on the 17th of June. Here's Rivera lined out to Seager. This one's playable. Trumbo. Mark puts it away. That's a nice, easy inning for Rowena Solis with 5 pitches to get his 3 outs.
Sports Desk. Where are you watching tonight's game? Use the hashtag #WhereIRoot. The Bulldogs are doing a little team bonding tonight. That's great to see. Caitlin is in center field, and I think most of our male audience just headed there right about now. Ethan is 3 months old and excited about Trumbo's debut. You can see it all over his face. And Chad stopped by the Ford Sports Desk, was taking a selfie from long ago. I said, long away. I said, get over here. Come on over here. All right. Use the hashtag #WhereIRoot and send your photos in. Guys, back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Angie. Mike Zunino 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field in his first at bat. Shift on for Zunino. 3 defenders left side. Longoria gloves it and throws him out. So Ramirez struck out the side in the 4th. He's got 4 Ks in the early evening here, giving up no runs on 2 hits.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk, especially in spring training, with Lloyd talking about Mike Zunino and wanting to give him more days off, especially early in the season, trying to save him a little bit. And then follow base hit for Ackley back up the middle. But then you and I were talking about it, and we were saying it's 54th game today, a third of the way through the season. And you laughed and looked at me, yeah, only 108 more to go. But the point to all this is as you were moving along during the season, do you have, as a catcher, is there a time we hear about pitchers with a dead arm? I mean, did you feel that way with your legs, where it just feel like you have nothing left?
Yeah, I mean, you get to periods of the season where you're a little bit more tired than normal. Usually closer to July and August when the dog days hit. But I think getting spurts of rest here and there is outstanding hit and run execution right there.
Throw to third. Goes off the glove of the cutoff man Cabrera. Well executed by the Mariners. Austin Jackson put it in play and put it in play hard as Ackley took off.
Well, we'll take a look at it. Austin Jackson, typically he'll hit the ball up the middle the other way. He's done an excellent job of that this year, just trying to stay inside the ball. We rarely see him pull it, unless it's a bad changeup, maybe a hanging breaking ball. But Lloyd McClendon being aggressive here in the 5th inning, trying to get something going for the Mariners. Anyway, we were talking about Zunino, and and just the catching overall when you're an everyday guy.
Yeah, but you do. I mean, you get to the point a big part of the season where you're pretty used to being a little bit fatigued back there, and your legs get used to the wear and tear of every day. So I think it's nice to get days off early on. I think it does help you longer and play better into the later part of the season. But you do get pretty used to playing with legs that are a little bit tired, and I mean, that's just the nature of the business. It's the nature of your position.
And I know that one of the things that Lloyd was doing when he would give Mike days off, he would usually schedule it with a day off, and there the team is off, that like either the day before or the day after, to give him actually 2 days, and I think that should help too. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, and I know managers are very strategic about that, and it does help tremendously to get that extra day. It always takes you, and I don't know how you felt about it, Mike, but coming back after a day or even 2 days off, it does take you a day or two to get back in the swing of things. Your body feels very, very different, especially being a catcher. I always felt that way coming back after the All-Star break. Yeah, you as a catcher, you're used to playing with dead legs. You come back after a 2 days rest, your legs are fresh, and it's like you're a different ball player, and it takes you a little used to getting back in that lineup. You see Ramirez missing with that first pitch fastball in off of the plate. They tried to pitch him in this one, was able to strike him out with it looked like a slider that was down and in. Getting Cano to swing over the top of it. They get some action out in the bullpen for Ramirez. Only has 59 pitches. Short leash.
2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Tampa Bay. The Mariners no runs, 6 hits.
He really hasn't thrown. Sorry, Dave. He really hasn't thrown a lot of pitches this year. He had 95 a couple of starts ago, but 84, 80, 68. I mean, maybe it's a situation they don't want him to have to go through the lineup 3 times.
1-0 to Cano. Robbie was ahead in the count 2-0 in the first inning when he singled to right. Dustin Ackley's at third. Austin Jackson's at first. One out, 2 on. There's a base hit for Cano, driving in a run. Mariners on the board. It's 2-1. Jackson will motor and get the third for Robbie Cano. His 13th run batted in. Take that, his 18th run batted in. With runners in scoring position, he came in with no homers and 12 runs batted in.
Another fastball in, and it's elevated. You can see Robbie keeping his hands inside the ball, really working hard to get the barrel to it. It jams him a little bit. That's a base hit, his second base hit of the game. So he's now 2 for 3 with an RBI.
You know, like the fact too, he got ahead in that count, boys. Made it happen.
Yeah, back to what you were talking about before, Mike, with them. A lot of teams pounding him in. He's a little bit more inside conscious. That pitch had some elevation to it. It was in on his hands, like you mentioned. That's usually a pretty good spot for lefties. But I think because he's been getting that steady diet, he was ready for it. And he was jammed a little bit, but was able to get the barrel, enough of the barrel to it.
Cruz 0 for 2. A bullet down to third to Longoria in his first at bat. Then he got jammed, and Mickey Mato made a terrific play in center field. A sliding grab to rob him of a base hit.
Two of the right-handed hitters in the lineup. Cruz now, before it was Trumbo in his last at bat, going with the slider, trying to throw it off the plate away to get him to chase it, and he's been able to do that here with the first 2 strikes to Cruz. He threw 3 in a row to Trumbo.
On 2 strikes. Good hitter, runners in scoring position at 324. Ways off. Did not go. It's confirmed by Adrian Johnson. 2-2.
This is the 4th slider in a row. Able to hold up his swing. I don't think there's any question about that.
Picked him off at first. It's 2 outs.
We'll take a look.
Oh,
yeah, it was looking out towards the outfield for something, and Ramirez picked it up.
2 outs, runner at third.
Makes Cruz's job a lot harder now to drive in that run. He's going to have to come up with a clutch base hit when he was behind in the count.
Full count. Cano caught in L.A. losing track of the count. How many men were aboard? A base running gaff and then gets caught here tonight.
Billy.
2-1 ball game. Tying run at third. So walks him. Now first and third with 2 outs for Kyle Seager.
Pretty good AB for Cruiser there. Got another couple more sliders out there. Was able to lay off of them. That pitch had a little more elevation to it just off the plate, but good job by Cruiser.
And that's so hard to do because at some point you're thinking in the back of your mind he has to throw me a fastball at some point, and to have the discipline not to chase those pitches because it wasn't like they were well off the plate.
No, right, exactly.
It's pretty good discipline. Well, Kyle hit a double his last time up. He's 1 for 2 with a double out to right center field. Had a changeup that he hit hard into the gap.
Mariners have a run on 7 hits. Rays 2 runs on 3 hits. Waiting for it is the second baseman Forsythe, and that will do it. Mariners get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and leave a man. It's 2-1 Rays. Sports is brought to you by the Rock Wood-Fired Kitchen. Pizza, burgers, and spirits. By Grease, playing July 9th to August 2nd. Tickets at fifthavenue.org. And by Vern Fun. Bad luck can hit anyone. Insure with the 13th man. Look at some of the beautiful weather we're enjoying here in Seattle. Mariners trail 2-1. So we welcome you back up to the broadcast center, the Dave Niehaus broadcast center. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and Dan Wilson, the Mariner Hall of Famer, with us tonight. Dave Valley will be with us over the weekend. Mariners get a run on 3 hits and left a runner in the bottom of the 5th. Brandon Geyer, top of the order. He's 0 for 2, 2 ground outs to Kyle Seager. 1-1. Elias with 2 strikeouts. He's walked 1. Ramirez has struck out 4. He's walked 1.
There you go, Elias. Just 3 hits so far in this one. Only walked 1 batter.
Fourth inning RBI single by Souza. And an RBI fielder's choice by Elmore. The 2 runs for Tampa Bay in the 4th. Cano with an RBI single in the 5th. Got fooled on that pitch, got the barrel to it, popped it out in there for a base hit. Geyer's aboard. Make sure you stick around after the game for Mariners post game, presented by Delta Airlines. Joey Butler, 2 singles to the right side, 2 for 2 with a run scored. Also stolen 2 bases. Pitch and a throw over to first. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners.
Dan, with Butler hitting, he's 2 for 2 in the game. He had a changeup and then a fastball, both of them the other way through the hole. I mean, obviously they're trying to pitch to the scouting report, but it looks like they're going to try to come back inside right here, and I like that. Sometimes you have to change things up.
Yeah, you do, and I think that's what separates a lot of good catchers from ones that don't do as good a job, is they're able to make those adjustments in the game, and I think that's what goes on in the dugout in between innings when pitchers and catchers get together. They talk about if what they're seeing in the game is actually what correlates to what the game plan was, and if it doesn't, then we need to make some changes. And you're right, Butler able to shoot some balls through the right side, and maybe it was a time to change the game plan. Let's see if we can get some outs inside.
2-0. Chopper to Brad Miller. Flip to Cano for 1, and they get 2. Well turned. Time for a Big Fish Casino big catch.
Really a good job by Brad Miller. As you take a look at this, that ball hit off the plate, and Brad able to run in before it gets to the second hop. Again, to try to cut the distance down on that high chopper, and a good turn by Cano at second base to get the double play. But it all started with Brad Miller making the decision to come get it right away.
And again, it was that changeup, Mike, I think that he got on top of, and just doesn't get a lot of velocity coming out of there. Nice play by Brad to charge it.
Second double play turned by the Mariners tonight. Here's Longoria. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off. Butler, big man, running hard down first base. Here's the 1-1. Taken outside for ball 2. Last year at this time, I believe we were in St. Petersburg when the great Don Zimmer passed away at the age of 83. The Rays senior advisor. Was a year ago today that happened. Everybody in baseball misses old Popeye. I know Lloyd McClendon played for him in Chicago and learned a lot, and was heavily influenced by Don Zimmer. And Zim, a big part of the Rays organization in the latter stages of his life. Two outs and a 2-2 pitch coming here to Longoria, who struck out and ground out. Full count. Forsythe on deck. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Longoria for the second time. That's his third K here. And coming up for the Mariners, it'll be Mark Trumbo in his third Mariner plate appearance, followed by Seth Smith and Brad Miller. Felix Hernandez, represented by a fan, enjoying a beautiful weekend here in Seattle. Coming up 80 degrees over the weekend. How about that? There's Mark Trumbo. Mark with a base hit to left and a strikeout. Trumbo, Smith, and Miller, 5, 6, and 7 here in the sixth inning. Mariners originally had Logan Morrison in the lineup, but back spasms knocked him out, so they had to reshuffle the deck. Trumbo moved from DH first base. Cruz left right field for DH. Smith became the right fielder, and Ackley was inserted into the lineup as Trumbo goes down swinging. That is strikeout number 5 for Ramirez. Time now for Geico, this date in MLB history, June 4 of 92. Junior Kevin Mitchell will smash a pair of home runs, 8-1 win over Cleveland. Dave Fleming improved to 8-1 on the season. Pitched well, 7 innings of 3-hit ball. And Mitchell got a home run parade going in the first inning with his first career grand slam. So that's going to do it for Ramirez in his return to Seattle. He's going to leave with a 2-1 lead.
Sports sets. It's a fantastic night for baseball. Pretty good night for a girls' night out as well. Brittany and the Mariners. Use the hashtag #WhereIRoot on your favorite social media outlet. Unofficial dad and daughter night. Chris, thanks so much for sending that one in. And Ryan is in the sun in right field, still needing those sunglasses on. Remember, the hashtag is #WhereIRoot. Guys, not a terrible return for the former Mariner, Erasmo Ramirez.
There you go, Mike, third time through.
Yeah, it looked as if that's what they were going. We know this about the Rays, too. They're big into the numbers, and my guess is third time through the lineup for Ramirez has been difficult, so they're going to pull him. After just 72 pitches, he threw 50 strikes. He's really throwing the ball well.
Xavier Cedeno takes over. Seth Smith, his first hitter.
And for Cedeno, a 1.69 ERA. 9 strikeouts and 10 2/3. Opponent's hitting .279. He's given up 1 home run this year. And the Rays have the shift on with Smith hitting.
Strike in the inside corner.
The key for Erasmo tonight, Mike, was being able to control the right-handers. Obviously, the right-handers, we talked about the reverse splits, have hit him a little bit better than lefties, but he had a pretty good slider tonight that he had good command of down on that outside part of the plate and low, and that really kept the right-handers off stride tonight.
No, you're absolutely right, and I thought that he threw his best sliders to Trumbo and to Nelson Cruz, 2 guys that could really hurt him. Right-handers hitting .275 against him this year. Lefties just .179. The slider was the difference, I would agree.
So Cedeno takes over. His 5th year in the big leagues. He was with Washington earlier in the season for 5 games. He was with them in 13 and 14. Prior to that, he was with Houston in 2011, 12, and 13 seasons before moving to Washington in the 13 season. 6 foot 215, 28 years old, out of Puerto Rico. Oh, that's productive down the line. Nice job by Seth Smith. His 12th double. 1 out base runner. Tying run at second.
This is really good hitting by Seth Smith. We talked about the shift being on, but Cedeno throws him a breaking ball. It's off the plate away, and he's able to just stay with it. Didn't roll over on it. Something they probably expected him to do as he hits it down into the left field corner.
Brad Miller, base hit to right and a strikeout. 1 for 2. That was a definite shift buster. Oh, I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting. You wouldn't see a lot of fastballs away to Smith, because that would be an easier pitch to hit that way. But the breaking ball, you normally would see a rollover, but he stayed inside that ball really well and just took what he could get down the line.
Oh, and 2 to Brett. Sun shining very brightly in Port Angeles. Beautiful sunset. And 9 more minutes to get your votes in. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing ball. Forsythe will take care of it. 2 outs. Runner to third. Time now for a CenturyLink. What's next? And it brings up tomorrow's pitching matchup as Jake Odorizzi takes on Jay Happ. Look forward to being with you tomorrow at 6:30. Another pitching change made by rookie manager Kevin Cash. Cedeno is done after giving up a double and getting an out. We'll return to Safeco Field right after this. Here in Seattle, coming up on 9 o'clock. Mike Zunino stands in against Brandon Gomes. Ball one from Gomes. Zunino, fly to left, ground out to third.
For Brandon Gomes, his 19th appearance on the year, 2.37 ERA, 17 strikeouts in the 19. Only 3 walks for him. Only sitting 2.43.
30-year-old out of Fall River, Mass. Went to school at Tulane in New Orleans. Look out at third base. Seth Smith and Rich Dunley. Two. Tying run at third with 2 outs. Two runs, 4 hits for Tampa Bay. A run on 8 hits for the Mariners. 2-2. We'll count to Mike. Tustanek, Leondecki's 1 for 2.
Well, with a left-hander on deck blow, I'm thinking maybe Zunino's going to get a pitch to hit here. Probably doesn't want to match up with Ackley, the left-hander.
Yeah, and there's nobody throwing in the bullpen.
And Mike Z strikes out. That'll do it for the Mariners. Threaten but don't score. 7th inning coming up. Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today only at Jack in the Box. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. Corner of 4th and Pike, beautiful downtown Seattle. Mariners opening up a series tonight against Tampa Bay, the back end of a long homestand before hitting the road to Cleveland, Houston, and San Francisco. Nice breeze here at Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew, and our special guest tonight, Mariner Hall of Famer Dan Wilson. Boys, what do you think of Elias to this point through 6?
I think he's done a pretty good job with his fastball, moving it around, and kept his changeup down and gotten some big outs when he's had to. He's had a couple of ground ball double plays, one that didn't get turned, but one that did get turned. So he's been pretty effective with his game plan, I think, and done a pretty nice job.
0-1 to Forsythe. Fouled out, was hit by a pitch.
I think, Dan, you said it, moving his fastball around, but I think the important thing is that he's been able to pitch inside. With all these right-handed hitters, has really helped his changeup out tonight. It's been an effective pitch because he has pitched inside.
Austin Jackson to his left. One away. Felix Hernandez set the pitch this Saturday. Your chance to be a part of the King's Court. Some tickets do remain on the main level, and now the high court is open for just $20. You can get a ticket in the new level, a cloth, and a t-shirt. For King's Court tickets, visit mariners.com/Felix. Away for Steven Souza Jr. Who's walked, driven in a run with a single to center back in the 4th.
Well, and as we would expect, Mike, the 3rd time through, start to introduce the breaking ball a little bit more. Pitch they haven't seen yet.
Is that a situation where most of the time you try to save something for the 3rd time through? I know that there's going to be games where you have to change it. You were talking about that earlier, but is that something you talk about, saving a pitch?
Yeah, I don't know if it's so much saving a pitch, but I think you begin to use it a little bit more. And obviously, when you go down to the 3rd, when you get to the 3rd time through the order, you really got to be a little bit more creative. Got to get ahead different ways. Got to kind of go for the kill in different ways as well. So it's nice if you've got something you haven't used. There it is, the breaking ball again, a real good one for strike 3. And Souza had no idea. He just hasn't seen that pitch, and they're doing a nice job of mixing it in here 3rd time through.
It makes it a lot easier when you can save a pitch to keep from falling into a pattern. Especially, and the key is what you said, to be able to throw it for a strike, which he was able to do early in the count, and then come back to it to put him away.
Good work.
That's a good one there. You can see it just freezes Souza because he just hasn't seen it all that much.
That's hit hard. Ackley cuts it off. Base hit Jake Elmore. He's 1 for 3. Take a look at the Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. And these numbers are up to the minute. Houston knocked off by Baltimore 3-2 earlier today. Oakland took out Detroit 7-5.
Some surprises in there. And you look at the West. Nobody expected Houston to do what they have done. The resurgence of the Rangers, game over 500, and of course the struggles of the Mariners. So it's an interesting looking West, and 1/3 of the way through the season. It'll be a lot of fun to watch out what happens over the next 108 games.
Texas and Cleveland 1-1 in the 11th. Jake Elmore. Okay, Cabrera, beg your pardon, Cabrera with Elmore aboard. Strubles bounced into a double play and fouled out. Deep foul. Nice play into the right field corner Seth Smith.
You see Elias there, we were talking about before, just changing his looks with a runner at first base, stepping off, holding the ball a little bit just to give them a chance to not be able to go on that first move and get a huge jump.
And here's somebody say it's a balk. And down to second goes Elmore.
Adrian Johnson, the first base umpire, called it right away.
Has to come to a complete stop. And you can hear him say no stop.
Ball hit to right field. Right at Seth Smith. The ball was not hurt. Elias. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. 2-1 Tampa Bay. And coming up, Dustin Ackley, followed by Austin Jackson and Robinson Cano. How a Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. Good luck walking through downtown Seattle. The Sheridan on your left. Have a skyscraper for it too. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and Dan Wilson joining us here tonight. A 2-1 Tampa Bay lead. Dustin Ackley to lead off. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Brandon Gomes continues on. He's the third pitcher for Tampa Bay. Mariners have scored 3 or fewer runs in 9 consecutive games, including tonight. Two and 0. Their shortstop playing up the middle against Ackley. 0 for 1 against Gomes. That's this one pretty well. Deep left field, but going back to get it is Geyer for out number 1. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, celebrating 13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD. On over 400 devices, real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more. Get it every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. That is a postcard. Screensaver if I ever saw one. Showing Bun Austin Jackson takes a strike. Base hit the center his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Part of a hit and run operation Back in the 5th, he and Ackley, he got the 3rd. Mariners only got 1 run out of that inning. Check swing, foul ball. Bellotti warming up. Andrew Bellotti, who's the right-hander. 0-2. Stayed off it. Tampa Bay got 2 runs in the 4th. RBI single by Souza. Fielder's choice RBI Jake Elmore. Mariners pick up a run in the 5th on a Cano. RBI single to center. Two and two. That'll get in for a base hit. Well done by Austin Jackson. 2-hit night for him. 2 for 4. The Mariners have a 1-out base runner here in the 7th, tying runs aboard. Next Coors Light Silver Bullet Saturday is this weekend. First 400 fans 21 and older in the pen during early happy hour. Receive the Silver Bullet Saturday t-shirt, extended happy hour pricing until first pitch. Plus, fans will have the opportunity to win a custom Coors Light refrigerator, tickets, and much more. There's Cano. Two hits tonight for Austin Jackson, 13 on the homestand. As Cano looks at ball 1.
I tell you what, Blow, the more I see Austin Jackson hit, I really like how he uses the middle of the field and the other way. We saw him get that hit and run hit earlier. He seems to be striking the ball pretty well and using the middle of the field.
No, you're right, and I think that for him, he's been really consistent with it. And even through the stretches where he's had a tough time getting hits, he hasn't gotten away from it, trying to do too much, and that's the reason why you see his average starting to go up more and more all the time. And if he stays right there, he's going to be in good shape. The other thing that he has done by doing that is you watch him, he'll foul a lot of pitches off. He's seeing a lot of pitches this year.
1-1 count to Cano, 1 out. Jackson at first. Had 1 pickoff tonight. Cano picked off at first in the 5th inning. Jackson trying to get the measure of Brandon Gomes. 1-1. High for ball 2. Cano with 2 hits tonight, 2 for 3. Gives him 6 on the homestand. Decent lead for Jackson. 2-1 pitch. Taken for a strike. 2-2.
We saw Cano getting pounded in earlier, but with the hole open here, looked like maybe they're trying to stay away from him a little bit more and hard.
And getting a little bit later in the game, trying to protect a 1-run lead.
Yep.
They don't want 1 swing to hurt him.
2-2 pitch. Oh, nice play. You get 1. That's all they'll get. Forsythe with a layout. Takes a base hit away from Cano. They do get Jackson for out number 2.
That is one of the better plays you're going to see from a second baseman. Robbie's hit the ball hard tonight, and he hits it hard again right here to his left, and it's a dive. The ball hooking away from him. He's still able to come up with it and get the lead runner. Pretty good play for as hard as it was hit.
Yeah, it looked like Jackson kind of had to hold up to. It looked like he might catch it on a fly. Tough read for him. No, he had no chance, and that ball looked like it was even knuckling as it got to second base.
Good to see Cano hitting the ball hard, that's for sure. That's a great sign. Here's Cruz. Cruz's name still all over the American League batting leaderboard. Look at that, second base. Shortstop, it was second base, right there on the shift, waiting for it. And there you go. A couple balls hit real hard, nothing to show for it. Mariners still trail 2-1. Blink light rail and sounder trains. Weigh your options at soundtransit.org. As we look west down Pike Street here in Seattle, with the Mariners going to the 8th inning, trailing 2-1. They're trying to end a 5-game losing streak and trying to continue a winning streak they've had against the Rays. They've won 6 consecutive ball games. Took is the hitter, and he fouls this one off on 1. 0 for 2 night here for Mikey. Strikeout and line out. So here's Elias pitching into the 8th.
And Dan, we were talking about him being efficient, using his off-speed pitches, and one of the keys being able to throw him for strikes as he did right there with that changeup. But working here in the 8th, he's only at 90 pitches.
Yeah, been real efficient. We talked about a couple of the ground balls that he got, but you know, back-to-back outings. Taiwan last night or yesterday afternoon, and then Elias tonight, giving the bullpen some serious rest out there. It's nice.
Second time Elias, boys, getting into the 8th.
Yeah, and it's really nice when you don't have scheduled days off. They're in a long stretch of games, and typically you can kind of maneuver and manage around that, knowing that you have a day coming up. But they're going to get their first one in quite a while coming up on Monday.
Yeah.
So they're not there yet. So it's a nice outing for them to work that deep, as those guys get the night off.
Mariners playing 37 games in 38 days.
It's a little bit of tough luck too. You look at his first outing, 2 runs, 3 runs in his second. There's a no decision and a loss. 3 runs, no decision, 1 run, a no decision. I mean,
that's a good pitch. He even applauds himself. That was a fine pitch for strikeout number 5. And there's one away here in the 8th. At select home games this year, Mariners are proud to recognize some of the brave men and women in the United States military as part of our Salute to Those Who Serve program. To nominate a deserving military hero for an on-field salute, visit mariners.com/military. Let's get some good rhythm working here. As Rivera looks at a breaking ball for a strike. Elias has struck out 5, walked 1, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. Mark Lowe heating up. Oh, and 2 to Rivera, who's lined out and fouled out. Swing and a miss, got him. Nasty breaking ball. Strikeout number 6 for Elias.
He is really starting to feel it now. He wanted to throw this pitch out of the strike zone. He was able to get it there, throwing it at his back foot as Rivera will swing over the top of it.
So 7 2/3 ties his longest outing so far this season.
Take a look at Mike Zunino. He gives that curveball sign. You get a little tap with the glove. Hey, I want it down here, down here. And Roenis puts it right down there. Nice pitch. I'll tell you what, that changeup has been good for him, but that breaking ball tonight has been outstanding.
It's a great inning. Longest outing of the season for Roenis Elias. Getting some runs. He's down 2-1. He's been outstanding. Contest with Tampa Bay on top. How about Erasmo Ramirez? That's a heck of a strikeout of Cano back in the 3rd. Ramirez struck out 5, walked 1 in 5 1/3. 7 hits, gave up 1 run. A really good outing against this former team, and you know that was a special accomplishment for him, as you can see him giving thanks there. Here are his numbers. 72 pitches, 50 of them for strikes.
Well, like we talked about, Dave, really the key for him was those right-handers and being able to throw that slider effectively down and away. Really kept the right-handers out of sync tonight.
Meanwhile, Elias, well, I tell you what, he deserves a better fate than this. His longest outing of the year, 8 innings. Struck out 6, walked 1, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. Normally you'd say, hey, we'll sign that document any day of the week.
That's outstanding.
Run support has been an issue for him. Jake McGee going to take over, hard throwing left-hander, only his 8th appearance on the year. Kevin Kiermaier take over in center field.
Well, Seager is the one that greeted Kiermaier. Checked that McGee last week, and Mike, as you pointed out, he usually is 95-ish, 96.
Yeah, his velocity was down, and I was able to take advantage of that. I've always thought that McGee's usually 95 to 97, Dan, and he reminds me of Matt Thornton.
Oh, yeah.
Hard throwing left-hander, kind of easy, real smooth, and the ball jumps on you.
Kyle got the grand slam last Wednesday against McGee. Pops this one up. One away here in the 8th. Mariners fireworks nights. They're always spectacular, and coming up on Friday, June 19th, we're going to have one of the most unique shows yet. It's Star Wars night, and after the game, the pyrotechnics will be set to the movie's orchestral soundtrack. For tickets, visit mariners.com. One out in the 8th. Brings up the new Mariner, Mark Trumbo. First pitch, he saw his single to left. Since then, he struck out twice. Nice hit right field. And Mark Trumbo, a 2-hit night in his Mariner debut. Tying runs aboard. Mariners have left 7 men on tonight.
Gets a fastball out over the plate. It is at 95 miles an hour. Right at the top of the strike zone, able to stay on top of it and drive it through the right side of the infield. And the Mariners are going to have a pinch hitter. Ricky Weeks is going to pinch hit for Seth Smith.
There's what Ricky's done so far this season as a pinch hitter. Given it 7 runs. Ball 1 from McGee. Waits looking for his first hit on this homestand. He's 0 for 8. It's 1 for 1 against Jake McGee.
Now he's in a good count. He's going to get a fastball right here. It's just a matter of whether McGee's able to locate it away or not. If he gets something in the middle of the plate, maybe he'll do some damage with it. All the outfielders playing deep just in front of the warning track, trying to stay away from the double.
2-0 to Ricky. Got the fastball. Fouled it back.
And he had one in the middle of the plate elevated for him. Pretty good swing at it. Looks like he was able to get the barrel to it, but fouled it straight back.
Well, with that kind of velocity at that part of the strike zone, it's tough to get on top of. And if Ricky had, that ball would be going a long way.
2 balls, 1 strike. Mariners down 2-1, bottom 8. Trumbo is aboard. And now the 2-1 to Weeks. Hit well, but not well enough. Is going to hang up in there. The air out there for Souza. And now there are 2 down. Join Mariners greats Jay Buhner and Dan Wilson for the 3rd annual All-Star Softball Classic for Youth. Bring your family and friends to Safeco Field on Saturday, June 27th, 3 p.m. Show some love for your community's young people. For tickets and information, visit www.uwkc.org. And Dan, great event. Give us some more info. What some of the guys are going to be showing up.
Looking forward to it. June 27th, our 3rd annual, Dave. We have Big J out there. Gary Payton will be there. Jermaine Kearse. Folks from the show Bachelor. Mike, I know you're a big Bachelor fan.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm excited about that, Dan.
And Angie Mentick will be there. So we're looking forward to another great event.
Do you get out and play?
I'll be playing. Jay will be playing. And if you guys were in town, you'd be playing. Trust me.
I can feel that strong arm right now.
Well, it's a great afternoon at Safeco Field. We raised some money and mostly raising awareness for a lot of the youth issues that surround a lot of young people in our community and some of the tough circumstances they face. And so it'll be a great afternoon to help a lot of youngsters out.
0-2 to Brad. Brad tonight 1 for 3, base hit to right field in the second inning. Strikeout and a ground out.
And that was more of the type of fastball we're used to seeing. 98 miles an hour on that last fastball.
Two pitch. Longoria can't get it. So another big spot here. Mariners try to push a run across. Left a runner on board in each of the last 4 innings at a total of 7. Brad's gone. Strike 3 called. So 5 consecutive innings stranding a runner. Tampa Bay still leads 2-1, and Dan almost got a souvenir with his hat. Look at the T-Mobile game changer. Fellas, take it back to the 4th inning. Here's how Tampa Bay got on the board.
Well, Elias didn't make many mistakes and didn't get much up tonight, but unfortunately 2 of the 5 hits and the 1 walk he had all coming in this inning, and that ended up costing him a couple of runs. But outside of that, I thought he was really, really good tonight. Longest outing of the season. You can see that 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs that were earned. Just the 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 99 pitches, Dan, 64 of those for strikes, and he was able to use all of his pitches today, and I thought he was very effective.
Yeah, outstanding outing for him, and like you mentioned, being able to control the inside part of the plate was key for him, and I liked the fact that he had 2 quality secondary pitches that he was able to mix in, and his changeup and his curveball were very, very impressive tonight.
New pitchers Mark Lowe, Ricky Weeks in left, Dustin Ackley from left to right.
And a pinch hitter for Butler will be David DeJesus. Or Mark Lowe on the year, his 14th appearance. He's really pitched well. 0.66 ERA for him, 12 strikeouts and 13 2/3. Opponents hitting just .213 against Mark.
DeJesus, a .325 hitter, 5 homers and 19 runs batted in. Mariners have out hit the Rays 10-5, but trail 2-1. Two balls, two strikes. Longoria and Forsythe to follow here in the top of the ninth. The Mariners will have Zunino, Ackley, and Jackson 8, 9, and 1 in the home ninth. Full count.
Pretty good pitch right there. You saw Mike pause just a little bit. I think he really wanted that pitch right there on the inside corner. Just missing off the plate, but pretty good pitch in there.
Three-two pitch. Struck him out. Good start for Mark Lowe. One down here in the ninth. Are you the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Montana? Then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of June. Send us a photo and story. Hashtag use that one called let's see, the ultimate NW fan MT, or by email at ultimatefan@rootsports.com. You could win a VIP trip for two to Seattle in October, personalized jersey and more. Official rules, visit rootsports.com. Evan Longoria 0 for 3, struck out twice tonight. That's trouble. Down the line, fair ball into the corner. Longo will cruise into second base with a double. It's 13th of the season.
96-mile-an-hour fastball. It's in the middle of the plate, and a late swing jams him a little bit as he hits this flare down the right field line. So far, the Rays tonight haven't had a lot of opportunities. 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
The Rays' first extra base hit tonight. There's Forsythe 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, stole a base, and scored a run. Strike one.
Kevin Jepson, hard-throwing right-hander, getting loose in the pen.
Texas has beaten the White Sox 2-1 in 11. Baltimore beat Houston 3-2, and Oakland won at Detroit 7-5. Fouled off. $16,096 on hand. Oh, 0-2 to Forsythe. J-Happ against Jake Odorizzi tomorrow. Felix and Alex Colomé on Saturday. It's a 7:10 start, and then a 1:10 start on Sunday afternoon. Mike Montgomery coming off a great debut a couple of days ago. Goes against Chris Archer, who is absolutely on fire for these Rays. Outside. Archer's second in the league with 97 strikeouts, 8 behind Corey Kluber. There's Archer right there with the hoodie on and the baseball cap. One and two. 2-2. Another feather in the cap of Chris Archer. league's best with a 0.64 road ERA. Third overall, 2.01. Second full count here, rung up by Mark Lowe. Souza's on deck. Long run for Jackson, but he's under. Longoria will tag. Eases into third with 2 outs. Everett Washington's Steven Souza Jr. Walk, RBI single, and a strikeout looking. Drops down a bunt, but foul. Mike, we haven't seen a suicide squeeze this year, have we? I don't think we have.
No, I don't think we have. No. Hardly remember that it's even a part of this game anymore.
That's a great call. Great call. 0-1. Check swing. Foul ball. I'm going to guess Ibar probably pulled off the last one we saw.
And how long ago was that?
That's a while ago.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't him, it was Elvis Andrus of Texas. I think he might have been a more recent one now that I think about it. And again, how far back we're talking.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Strike 3 call. That's a huge strikeout from Mark Lowe, stranding a runner at third. Last ups for the Mariners, bottom of the ninth. Mike Zunino, followed by Dustin Ackley and Austin Jackson.
On. Coming up on Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. The Mariner players and coaches were all over the Seattle area today as part of their education day. We'll have more on that. We'll hear from the skipper. We'll hear from the newest Mariners, both Vidal Nino and also Mark Trumbo. And we'll be inside the clubhouse for player reaction to tonight's game. It's all coming up on Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. Guys.
All right, Angie, thank you. Bloop and a blast, boys. Get out of here with a W in that losing streak.
It can happen that fast. We have Jepsen on the mound. He's hard-throwing right-hander. His 25th appearance on the year. ERA just over 2. 18 strikeouts in the 22 innings that he has worked. He has walked 11 batters. A little wild at times, giving up 2 home runs.
We'd take a walk and a blast too, wouldn't we?
It all adds up. Gets to the same destination. Zunino going to lead it off. He's 1 for 3 against Jepsen. Tough night for Michael. Fly out to left, ground out to third, and a strikeout on the 3-2 pitch. Strike one at 86. Three men on the left side of the infield for Zunino. 1-1. Oakland has won 7-5. Houston lost 3-2. Texas won 2-1. Angels were off. 2-1.
Surprising you at all, Mike, that they've got the shift on for Zunino, but he's throwing 96 on the outside corner. That's a tough pitch to pull. I'm surprised that they're going to shift him with him on the mound.
That's something, Danny, that Dave and I have talked about throughout the year on the shifts and how many times they don't pitch to their defense.
Yeah.
3-1. Dustin Ackley's on deck. In tight, tying runs aboard.
Probably have a pinch runner. My guess would be Willie Bloomquist. And Willie is coming out of the dugout. He's going to run for Zunino.
Willie in the ball game is a pinch runner. Been readying for this for a while, no doubt.
See how Lloyd wants to play it. You have good speed on the bases now. If he wants to bunt or let Dustin swing away.
Longoria, a couple steps on the grass at third. Creeping in, bunt shown, gets the bunt down. That is a foul ball.
We talked a lot, Dave, about bunting and guys trying to execute it. I will say this with Dustin up there. This is not an easy task. You have a guy that's throwing 96 miles an hour, Dan, and it's kind of all over the place right now. So it's uncomfortable trying to get him down. You're not sure where the ball is going to be.
Yeah, and typically you take bunting practice in BP, and that's a lot different than 94 or 95 at the top of the strike zone.
Ackley with 2 sacrifices on the season, shows early again, back safely as Bloomquist.
The good news is with the speed of Willie at first base, he doesn't have to get down a perfect bunt. Just get it fair and try to keep it away from Longoria, who was really crashing hard on the first pitch.
0-1 to Ackley. Bunt. Oh, it's a good one. Well done. Sacrifice 3-4. Bloomquist to second.
Squares around early. Tries to keep the barrel at the top of the strike zone and work his way down from there. And he lays down a perfecto. That is as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, you can see right at the end there, too. Kind of set the angle right before the ball got there, and that's why he was able to get it down that first baseline. Nice job by Dustin.
Austin Jackson has singled to center in his last 2 times up. He's 2 for 4 after grounding out twice. Tying run at second, Willie Bloomquist with good speed. A good base runner, too. on to Austin. He's 2 for 5 against Jepson.
This is where that approach up the middle, Mike, we were talking about, is so important. The guy throwing as hard as Jepson.
1-0 pitch. First strike.
Fernando Rodney getting loose in the pen for the Mariners. Cano waiting on deck. He's got a couple of hits off of Jepson, 2 for 5.
Blocked by Rivera. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Nice block right there by Rivera. It's so important this stage of the game. Keeping Bloomquist at second base with 1 out. He gets to third base, then a sacrifice fly can score him. So nice job by Rene Rivera to keep that ball in front of him.
Mariners 13 and 10 in 1-run games. The Rays are 6 and 10. It's 1 pitch. Two and 2.
A little bit easier pitch to handle. 94 miles an hour. It's in the middle of the plate. Down enough to where he can get the barrel to it just a little bit late on his swing.
One out with Bloomquist at second. This is the first of 4 with the Rays. Really pinch running for Mike Zunino, who led off this inning with a walk against Kevin Jepson. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Mariners down to their last out.
And another tough night hitting with runners in scoring position. As you see this 96-mile-an-hour fastball, he overthrow it by him. That strike out the Mariners tonight, 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position.
There's Cano. Bloomquist with good speed at second base. Robbie's hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. He's 2 for 4. First pitch strike. Cano 2 for 10.
He didn't like it, and I don't blame him. That pitch was down out of the strike zone.
Here's the 0-1. Outside for ball 1. Big pitch here, 1-1 to Cano. Taken for a strike.
That is a perfect pitch. Just splits the outside corner.
Really approached everybody away, Mike. You think a guy with 96 might want to go in at some point, but he's really tried to stay away with everybody.
I think, again, it's just protecting a 1-run lead and trying to keep one swing from beating you. So he's worked really hard keeping the ball away from Cano right here.
Robbie's got a battle here behind 1 and 2. And struck him out. That's the ball game. Mariners losing streak goes to 6. They're 1 and 7 on the homestand, and there goes their 6-game win streak against the Rays. Another tough night, Mike. 1 for 11 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and lack of run support for Elias again, because that's the tough part. Another just outstanding outing by Elias, going 8 innings, giving up just the 2 earned runs. So these guys now have lost 6 in a row. They're going to have to find a way to get things turned around, and to do that, Dan, they have to figure out how to score some runs.
Yeah, 10 hits tonight, but none, only the one with the runner in scoring position. And it's a shame to waste that outing by Elias. Outstanding job again. Good fastball, good changeup, good breaking ball all night long. Really did the job against the Rays, but just not able to muster enough on offense.
2 hours, 42 minutes in front of a crowd of 16,096. Dano, good to see you as always. Right now, Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines starts right now. Fellas?
All right, fellas, up in the booth. Thank you. Jepson gets the save. Rays get game 1 of the 4-game set, 2-1. We talked about the pitching matchup build pregame. You've got 2 guys who could not make the Mariners starting rotation out of spring training. We thought this would definitely be an Elias advantage. He pitched maybe a little better than Erasmo Ramirez, but give Erasmo credit. He did a nice job tonight. The pitching matchup, Erasmo and Elias. Elias went 8 strong, gives up just a 2 earned. Ramirez into the 6th, just 1 earned run. Who gets the advantage, I guess?
Well, you have to give Ramirez the credit. I mean, he only gave up 1. Elias gave up 2. I think the body of work was stronger on Elias's part. Erasmo Ramirez, though, he wasn't scared of the strike zone. That's what we saw here. Nibble, nibble, nibble. He's gained some confidence pitching in Tampa, and you have to give him credit for that.
Elias, last 2 turns against Tampa Bay. He is 1-1. He's pitched 14 innings, giving up just 3 runs. So he is on some kind of nice roll, kind of like Taijuan Walker. We saw him yesterday, but unfortunately comes up with the loss tonight. 10 hits, but as the guys mentioned, 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Dooms in the Mariners once again. They lose their 6th straight, 2-1. We'll go inside the clubhouse, hear from the skipper, get some reaction, talk more about the Mark Trumbo trade coming up on Root Sports.